Today I want to talk about a build for Amara that I am calling Elemental Control. This build is going to allow you to crowd control almost every encounter in the game. It involves all around our elemental damage and controlling the battlefield, as the name suggests. This is personally what I'm going to be playing when Borderlands 3 comes out, so let's get started. Alright, so getting right into it, we have her Brawl tree, her Mystical Assault, and her Fist Development skill tree. This is mainly what we're going to be focusing on because it's all about her phase grasp and crowd control and everything. To start off, I'm going to put 5 points in Anima to get the status effect duration to go up and increase damage. You could put it in Infusion, which is probably really good early game, but I think the way this skill works is that it's going to take a portion of your gun damage and just make it elemental damage, and I don't know how well that's going to be later on down the game. So, alright, so the next skill we're going to take is Tempest, because it's going to increase your elemental damage even more, and it also increases shock by quite a lot. And we're going to be using the shock element for the most part. We might switch it out to fire, maybe early game because they'll do a little bit more damage, but for the most part we're going to stick to shock. Then after that, I'm going to come right over here to wildfire to spread the elements across everybody, which is going to make sense later when we go into the Mystical Assault tree, as you can imagine. And also it's just going to apply damage and set everything on elements, and it's going to be real fun to do. After that, we're going to get Dread to increase our gun damage after we phase lock somebody. It's gonna help out a lot. Plus we also get a reload after we kill the enemy. Then next we'll get Deep Well, which is going to increase our magazine size by 20% for elemental weapons, and that's going to help out a lot because obviously we're going to be using elemental weapons, so you should definitely pick that skill up. Alright, so the next skill we're going to pick up is Indiscriminate. It's going to let our bullets ricochet, hit other targets, which is also going to spread our elements across. We're doing more damage to the elements. We're going to keep that going to try to hit every enemy. Then after that, we're going to get Sustainment down here. So every gun damage we do, we can heal ourselves with the amount of elements we're doing. 20% of our damage dealt that we're doing with elements is healing us back, which is really good. And then for the final skill, we're going to get the Capstone, Forceful Expression, to make all our guns do extra elemental damage. And that's going to pair real well with Shock, which is also going to pair with that. And so, or if we get a shock weapon, we could put fire on. We're doing a ton of shock damage plus just extra fire damage. Like it's going to be real good. And for the skills that we're going to use, it's going to be Ties That Bind. So literally when we phase like people, it's going to chain people together, and we're going to do damage across the whole area. And then we're going to use the lure for our mod to pull everybody in. It's going to pair extremely well with that. And we're just going to be doing a ton of AoE damage to enemies that want to come up. After that, we're going to jump over into the Mystical Assault tree. I'm just going to put 3 points in Fast Hands just to have a better play time, just because you don't really need these other than just to get down to the bottom. So I'm just going to put one in here to keep the stacks up, which is going to help out in a second. And then I'm going to do Restless to get increased cooldown rate to make our phase lock cooldown even faster. And then after that, I'm going to put a Synonym to make our lure pull people in even more. Alright, the next skill we're going to pick up is Alacrity right here to increase our reload speed, which is going to help with the stacks up here that we're getting from our 2 skills. And we're really just using this to get down to the bottom. We could take Transcend to get increased accuracy and critical damage, which would pair pretty well with our phase lock, but we're already going to have enough damage. I really don't feel like we need it. So then after we get down here, we're going to pick Wrath up to do even more damage, and then after we pop phase lock, we're getting 40% more gun damage. It's just insane. And then for the final 4 points, I'm just going to pop one back right here to max that out, and I'm going to put right here increased charge time. So if we're using like Molly 1 shotguns or something, or any Molly 1 weapon, that's the charge up, plus our fire rate's getting a little increase. And so, alright, so let's recap everything. So, starting off with here, we're going to have our elements lasting a whole lot longer and doing a lot more damage, which is going to pair real well with doing more elemental damage, with increasing our shot, increasing just everything. Spreading the elements across, we're ricocheting bullets back and forth. That's also spread elements across. We're getting more magazine. When we phase lock people, we're pulling people in to do more damage because it's chaining between everybody. When we kill it, we get our gun reload, we get more damage. With all this going on, we're also getting health regen and extra elemental damage with our gun, just for having that one capstone. And over here, we're getting our stacks over here because we have 2 skills that help that out. With our stacks, we're getting increased reload speed plus increased reload speed from here, so we're getting like 40% increased reload speed just for having stacks of this. And we're going to be using this quite a lot, but we're also going to be spreading a lot of elemental damage and killing people, so we'll get the stacks back, and it's only going to 10, but that's still enough. Then we're getting cooldown rate to make this short cooldown even shorter, which is just insane. allures, getting more radius coming in, more charge time, more fire rate, and just more gun damage. So the way this is going to work, we're just going to see a huge group of ads. We're going to pop our phase grass, everyone's going to come in, everybody's going to link together, we're going to start shooting, our bullets are going to be going everywhere, we spread elements, we're going to literally be popping elements on everybody, building stacks up, killing people, getting increased load speed, having our cooldown back, and just a bunch of killing. Like, it's gonna be insane. I'm personally excited for this build. I know a lot of people are going for the melee build, which I'm personally also excited for, but this skill tree makes me very happy, and I'm very excited to see the way it plays out. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.